Hey guys, it's Bryan and Ben from Elvis Monroe, and this is a story so far, which it's funny. It's not a podcast. This is a Ben and Bryan cast.
It is
a show coming at you from our living room at Sticky Paw Studios. It's a B&B cast. Yeah. And what's great is to the Rock Rage Radio listeners out there listening, thank you. And to the voice of God, Chase, who's running the show. Producer Chase, there he is.
Can you take me higher?
I'm going to learn that next time.
Yeah. This guy, he doesn't even know that he's too young. He's like, I don't even know that. Who's Creed?
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard the name. I'm not unfamiliar with the name.
Yeah, come on.
That's awesome. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we're sitting back, getting to share these stories, and hopefully it's not long-winded to you out there. But we're just getting into this. It's funny discovering the other side. Like, I didn't know it was you walking around the house in the last episode with Rewind, talking about that song. I didn't know that.
I left
that's
a
where
little
it came
part
from.
out.
Yeah, but what's that?
I didn't have pants on.
That part I just assumed.
Well,
But
see, that's what best friends do. They know.
yeah. So what's been really fun with us is the process of writing. Like, I've mentioned it before, but you'll come up with something and put it in your phone and send it to me. And what's really wild is we kind of find ourselves going through stuff at the same time or understanding. And I can tell by the way the music comes across, like what is what's translating, what's happening. And there was a couple of times that we have written songs this time of the year.
Wow. Right.
You think about that. We wrote Rebel on New Year's Day.
Right.
And we started this song.
That's a story for another.
Yeah, exactly. But we wrote this song. It was funny because I think we went and saw Bruno Mars with Justin. And we were at exactly. And we went back to Justin's house.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's right.
And so we went to his house, and we won't say his last name because he was so drunk. It was New Year's Eve, turned into New Year's Day kind of thing, 4 a.m. And we're in the kitchen. And it came out of kind of a joke. Like, you just picked up the guitar while he was pounding on the piano.
But like literally like
fisting. Yeah. And singing. And we were in the kitchen, and you started playing on the guitar. And I'm like, ooh, what is that? And you're like, I don't know, I'm just coming up with it right now. And I leaned in, and the chorus just boom came out. But if you're out there and you don't know, I'm Native American Indian. I grew up, neither one of us have ever drank, ever had a drug. I don't know what a beer tastes like. I don't know what any kind of alcohol. It's the same with you.
100%.
And it's insane that we had that connection in sports and all these things.
Right.
So Holy Water was like, it was a joke, but it was also meaning like I was coming up with it on the spot as a joke. And then I'm like, oh, right. Wow. And it sparked something very real in me. And that whole people who run off and mask the pain with alcohol or did something that they're ashamed of, and they think that by hiding behind a bottle, or whatever it is, that
I just like to formally go on record and say I am responsible for every dumb decision I made.
Exactly, me too.
I knew it, and I still did it.
Exactly. But Chase is over there going, no, I
don't know anything you're talking about.
So, but what's crazy is, that whole hiding behind alcohol, or coming from that point of view of like, maybe this bottle of alcohol was like a priest, did his thing to it and turned it into holy. It was made from holy water, and if I drink this all the way to the bottom, I'll be sainted. Like everything's okay, kind of thing. And so I just knew, for me, I knew at a young age that wasn't going to be for me. So But what was great was that happened. And then we found ourselves shortly, like I'm talking maybe 6 weeks, we were together and we had joint rooms in Alaska.
Right.
And so I walked in your room because I heard you working on it. And I'm like, yeah, I came up with the melody for the verses. And Randy Couture was with us.
He was.
And Randy comes knocking at the door and he's like, what are you boys doing? You know, and,
Right.
and we're writing a song. And then it was like, boom, a light bulb went off because the guy's a poet. If you guys don't know that, Randy Couture, poet. And
No one's ever been brave enough to tell him that he's not a good
yeah,
poet, because he'll just beat the snot out of you. I'm actually joking. He's
No, he's really good.
really great.
Yeah.
And a really intelligent man in so many areas of life.
right.
And we didn't really know he was
No,
a poet like that, like talented.
right.
you know?
So, but we're sitting there sharing this story, and being that neither one of us have drank, and neither one of us had had that experience of like, life is so shit right now that I'm gonna finish this bottle and maybe the next one or whatever. I don't know. Like I have no idea. But he did, and we looked at him and said, you know what? This is our co-write. Maybe this is the time that we write together. You can write your very first song. So I said, what I'll do is we'll record it and I'll hum the melody and the cadence and how these, have to fit and how we write and how we do things. And then here's the chorus. So he's like, okay. And he took it upon himself to go off. He was actually shooting Expendables 3. And he was out of the country and he starts working on this song. And by the way, he reached out to Gary Allen and Daryl Worley and he goes, how do you write a song? Because
really?
he just thought it was so ass backwards that the words they came last. Right. And I'm like,
again,
there is no.
Who's to say that's right?
But see, Gary and Daryl write like we do. Right. Pick up a guitar, and then the guitar speaks to them. The melody comes out, and then it tells you what the song's going to be about.
Sure.
And it's just that's how it works for me. So when he heard that, he was like, okay. And so he took that experience and the hurt and pain and the things that he had been through, and he calls me up and he goes, hey, I just sent you the song. I sang it. And so I have that. I have that. Maybe I can try and find it and put it in this him singing it to me.
Well,
and
how fast can you run?
I know. I can't run very fast.
Not fast enough, man.
No.
I mean, Captain America can fly. He's got shoot like that.
So, but anyway, it was one of those things where I have a recording of Randy Couture, and I remember standing in my doorway in LA, and listening to it, and I called him back and said, I don't want to change a word. The verses, you nailed it. We wrote the chorus and the verse melodies. He wrote those lyrics, and I'm like, we needed that. We needed somebody who had that experience.
Right. For it to be real.
For it to be, exactly, come from a real place.
Imagine two sober guys writing a song about drinking.
So
from the bottom of my Diet Coke, because I don't want to be fat. Such heartbreak.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
On my sugar high.
Man, I mean, so much music, I think, comes from trying to write a hit, trying to follow a formula.
Right.
I think this is cool because that guy did and that guy did, and it was a hit for them. This was everything exactly the opposite of that. It was a real story from real experience, came from a real place, from real inspiration, from 3 different people, from 3 different parts of the world, 3 different walks of life, an Australian and Native American, Indian, and Captain America. So, it was it's
awesome.
real, and I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. You want to play it for him?
Well, yeah, I do. I actually do.
Yeah.
And it became the title of the record we put out.
It did.
Because it was, I just think it said a lot, that the whole thing, the experience, like it was real, and I think it sums up a lot of what we do.
Yeah.
You know, including our friends, the people that matter to us, with no ego, no, I wrote this, he wrote that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, we did this.
Yeah.
3 cool people.
Exactly.
3 great friends.
Right.
Shared life, shared experiences, and came up with something, you know? If you like it, great. If you don't,
Evs. Exactly. So this song's called Holy Water. This is Elvis Monroe. It's on the Story So Far album. That and to explain to you guys out there, Story So Far is, there are what, 8 or 10, there's probably 12 songs that are on the internet that are coming down real soon. And those are being moved over and released under Curtain Call Records, along with 10 more songs. So there's our first...
Not new songs.
No.
Songs that complete our story.
Exactly.
The story so far.
Yeah.
And going back to that comment...
That's why it's 22 songs.
Going back to that comment about if you don't like the song,
Yeah.
just remember Randy Couture wrote 33.3% of it, and he will... So you better listen to it and like it.
Yeah, let's hope Chase likes this. Again, this is Elvis Monroe. This song's called Holy Water. Well, I still see it clearly the moment that you left. I just can't seem to shake from my head. Echoes on the angry words and all the things you said are ringing in my ears and empty in my chest. Oh, holy water, are you somewhere in this bottle, chasing all my sins? Bottom of this bottle, I'm sainted drunk again. And every time I think I'm clear, I see your face again. It takes me back to the place and everywhere we've been. And all those times I've held you close, it plagued my heart and soul. Just can't seem to free myself and truly let you go. Oh, holy water, are you somewhere in this bottle, chasing all my sins? Oh, holy water, at the bottom sainted drunk again. Oh, you said you love me. How'd you find it in your heart to let me go? Oh, you said you love me. White lightning in a bottle, let you go. Oh, holy water, are you somewhere in this bottle, chasing all my sins? Oh, holy water, at the bottom of this bottle, sainted drunk again. At the bottom of this bottle, I'm sainted drunk again. At the bottom of this bottle, I'm sainted drunk again. Yeah. Elvis Monroe story so far. Shout out to Chase the Voice running the show for us. I'm Bryan. That's Ben. We're Elvis Monroe.